You come to Italy to have overpowering experiences that alter your very being. Rome for the history of the Roman Empire. Florence for its enlightening Renaissance art and architecture. Naples for its raw and breathless atmosphere. But what if you wanted to do nothing? Doesn't that sound wonderful? The Italians even have a saying for it, il dolce far niente, the sweetness of doing nothing. I'm sure you haven't done that in a long time. So what I want you to do is just sit back, get really comfortable in that couch and that chair, reach over, turn off your cell phone, because I am taking you to southern Italy, to its magical destinations of Sorrento, Amalfi, and Positano. And what do you have to do? Absolutely nothing. Going to begin our trip in the city of Sorrento. Now, most people do this because it's closest to Naples, the city you would most likely fly into. Sorrento is also a really good base in which to explore the rest of this famous coastline. We're also close to all the villages located in the mountainsides. Sorrento is a very easy city to manage. Right now I'm in its main square, Piazza Tasso, and this is sort of the hub of the city. It's got it all. The painted church, the clock tower, their shops, and of course lots and lots of cafes. But now I want to draw your attention to the men across the street there, okay? It's a regular cast of characters. They're always here. Not the same men. Sometimes they're older, sometimes they're younger. Never any women, but they are proof that the idea, the sweetness of doing nothing isn't just for people on vacation here. It's actually locals as well, because I'm sure those men are supposed to be doing something when in fact they are doing nothing. People love Sorrento for its shopping possibilities. Really, it's more concentrated here than anywhere else along the coast. So it's just one tiny one-room shop after the next, selling products typical from this region. Things like coral jewelry, lace, inlaid woodwork, and anything and everything made with the famous Sorrento lemon. But now, you know, we're supposed to be doing nothing, and shopping is technically something. So the idea is just to meander through the streets, linger over products from Italia. I'm visiting in March, the low season. It was a little bit chillier than I expected, so I needed some gloves. One thing Sorrento is known for are its leather gloves. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Wanted to buy some gloves?
Buy leather gloves.
Oh, credo.
With,
See,
yeah.
it's cold. Those are pretty. Yes, I like that.
This one.
Oh, dark. Ooh.
This one.
Oh, those are pretty. Oh, he's stretching.
Yeah.
A nice pair costs around $25 to $30. That's not a bad price.
This is your size 6.5, huh?
Oh, I like. Mi piace. Tu piace? Like?
This is beautiful.
I'll buy it. Compro.
Okay. That's a fit like a glove.
It does. Meet Antonio Iacarino. He has a very popular fruit stand where he sells fruits and vegetables from his small family farm. When traveling, especially in Italy, don't you wish you could just go to someone's home, have a home-cooked meal, and be a part of their family? This is my friend Octavio Masturzo, and we are going to do just that.
Buongiorno.
Come sta?
How are you?
Very good. How are you?
Bene.
Grazie, grazie.
Brava.
This is Antonio's papa, Franco. His father started the family farm. We have Antonio's great aunt, and most important of all, his mama. Now we've got an Italian kitchen. Wow,
Samantha,
this is for me? Wonderful.
Or
All right, I'm here to do dishes after we're done eating. Tell them I do dishes on coffee. So this is the antipasto.
Antipasto.
Everything is homemade?
Yeah.
Like even the cheese fresco?
Everything on me.
How do you say homemade in Italian?
Fatto in casa.
Fanto?
Fatto in casa.
Fanto in casa.
Yeah.
And do you say buon appetito?
Buon appetito, right?
Buon appetito. And the wine? Did you make the wine as well?
Yeah. Me and my father together. Cin cin.
Cin cin.
Salute.
Cin cin. Cheers. Grazie. Do you eat like this every day for lunch?
Yes, more or less, because we work hard in the country.
Will you eat this big of a meal at dinner?
For dinner is more.
And what type of cheese is this?
This is fresh ricotta. Ricotta.
And do I just eat it straight, or do I put it on the vegetables?
Always with bread.
Always with bread, okay. And what is this right here? Is this sweet? Can we eat this now?
Yeah, every time is good.
I really should have been born Italian. I really feel that. I have an Italian stomach for some reason. Coming up, I get the lowdown on the lemon craze in Sorrento.
We are treating every single tree as a baby.
Plus, a road trip to die for along the Amalfi coast. We are leisurely exploring southern Italy, starting our tour in Sorrento. One of the loveliest hotels to stay at here is the Grand Hotel Excelsior Vittoria. This is my most favorite spot in this hotel. It's an enlightened space, has a garden terrace feel. I love sitting here in front of these grand decorative doorways with their bronze scalloped doorknobs. And it's just one of those hotels that people pay a visit to, even if they are not staying here, just to come here and soak up the atmosphere of the good life. Let me take you out onto the terrace because it is a lovely view. This hotel has an overwhelmingly beautiful location looking out over the Bay of Naples. From here you can see its dramatic coastline. The cliffs rise without hesitation from the sea. The mountains beyond that have a nice dusting of snow because it is winter. And across the bay there, Mount Vesuvius, the infamous volcano. I'd imagine that if you took away all the development, this is essentially the same view the ancient Greeks and Romans had. Now, one thing that I found very interesting about Sorrento and this coastline is that even though we're so close to the sea, we're actually kind of cut off from it. There really are no beaches here, and hey, if you want to go swimming, especially in the summer, make sure your hotel has a pool. This one does, as well as, get this, an elevator that takes us down to the harbor here, and sometimes getting down to the harbor can be kind of treacherous. The elevator takes you right down where you pick up all the ferries that take you out to the beautiful islands, including the island of Capri. I never knew that the emphasis was on the first half of that word, Capri. Like, to think, all these years I've been wearing Capri pants and never knew it. I'm actually checking out, and we are heading to the Amalfi coast. But first, I wanted to show you my room, which is quite cozy and inviting. And listen, that's not to say that this is cramped. It's anything but. And with details like marble floors, stenciling on the walls, and these high ceilings, gorgeous natural light pouring through. And this is a standard room here. I'm here in the off-season, so it's 250 euros a night. That includes breakfast. And when considering hotels in Sorrento, you've got quite a choice. Just know that there are very few in the cheap category, and medium-priced hotels can be real hit or misses here, so make sure you're doing your research on the internet. We just call the porter, and we'll be off. Before leaving town, I couldn't resist stopping and checking out the famous Sorrento lemon trees. Sergio Massa's family has one of the largest lemon groves in all of Sorrento. So one thing a first-time visitor to Sorrento is so struck by are all the beautiful lemon trees. I mean, they're everywhere.
These lemons are famous for their essential oil. We had lemons exported all over the world since the 1600s. Everyone has a little piece of land growing lemons. The entire economy of Sorrento has changed because of the lemons. This is famous because we have a volcanic soil.
And I even see, like, in the backyards, someone will have just one or two, and then there'll be entire groves like the one you have. Everyone has a lemon
You can
tree.
find a very small gardens, or you can have a big one like this one. We will have 16,000 lemon trees.
You have 16,000.
16,000 in this one. We are treating every single tree as a baby.
So all your lemons go to make limoncello.
Yes, I mean, all the lemons are for our production. What we do is just to take a little peel off from the lemon, and we put the peel into the alcohol. You stay there for 72 hours. And then to make limoncello is very simple. You just take sugar, water, and the alcohol with the lemon infusion. And that's it.
How old is limoncello? How far does it go back in your history?
My mom, my grandmama were producing at home with their own recipe.
And you would drink this, though, as an aperitif, an aperitivo.
We prefer to drink as an after-dinner drink, cold from the freezer.
It's amazing how this tastes just like the fresh lemon that you picked. Even with all that sugar and alcohol, you can still taste the lemon.
when you drink it, I hope you can remember our garden, our sun, our sea, you know. And together with the limoncello is a time to relax.
It does.
This is perfect.
And it's not too bitter. It's a little sugary, so it goes down easy.
Oh, it goes so easy that you can feel it, and after the second or the third, then you feel it.
We have made it to one of the most stunning coastlines in the world, the Amalfi Coast. It is untamed and magnificent. One of the highlights of this area is actually the road itself, which clings to a rocky ledge that plunges vertically into the sea. This is one of the classic European road trips that you might not want to drive yourself. You see, this road was built at a time when traffic was more of the horse-drawn kind. They haven't widened it any bit, but now there are tourists in their rental cars, trucks, travel coaches, and my personal favorite, the Italian driver, who thinks nothing of passing you on a blind hairpin turn of a road that clings to a rocky ledge that plunges vertically into the sea. So, you may want to take public transportation or hire a driver. Make sure it's an Italian driver. You want one on your side. Our Italian road trip continues to the colorful towns of Amalfi and Positano when Passport to Europe returns. My travels along southern Italy's Amalfi coast have finally led me to the town of Amalfi itself, about 22 miles from Sorrento. Amalfi is steeped in historical significance. Without even opening up a history book, it's something you definitely sense when you arrive. And while Sorrento is more like a resort-like destination, very commercialized, Amalfi is just a small town. Still a lot of tourists, let me tell you. But here, you get to mix in with the everyday lives of the locals. Amalfi was once one of the wealthiest and most powerful ports in Italy. It rivaled that of Pisa, Genoa, and Venice. At its height, over 70,000 people lived here. Today, only 8,000. But not all its power came from the sea. This tiny town produced some of Europe's first paper. Antonio Cavalieri is a descendant of a master papermaker and still continues this ancient technique that came to Amalfi in 1220.
Buongiorno.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's a carta a mano?
Sì.
See?
Visiting card.
Visiting card. Oh, I
Con
see.
decorazioni.
Oh, that's lovely. And back there's, they make...
My father.
Is that your father?
Papa, sì.
Papa. Buongiorno. What's in there?
Fired with cotton.
Cotton. Just water and cotton. And he's making a sheet. This? Wow. Mr. Cavalieri slowly sifts the water through the fine mesh, then tilts it ever so slightly to leave a watermark, the symbol of Amalfi, and his own name. One at a time.
Una alla volta, sì.
Una alla volta. The paper, thick and soggy, is laid on pieces of felt, where it will be pressed paper thin. It's incredible to see this artistry still practiced today.
10 giorni per finirlo. 10, 10
10 days to make one sheet of paper. After the towns of Sorrento and Amalfi, my next destination will be the perfect end to a perfect trip, Positano. Positano is a town of absolute wondrous beauty and character. It is an awesome sight as the colorful homes pour down the mountainside with an effortless fluidity and reach a beach of black volcanic sand below. Wandering about on these staircases, you discover secret gardens and hidden terraces and private doorways, and then you look up and you see this in front of you. Just, it's so hard not to fall instantly in love with Positano. It's like, you had me at buongiorno. You had me at buongiorno. No matter where you are in Positano, you can't miss the Church of Santa Maria Assunta. Its dome of green and yellow majolica tiles is the town's landmark. So surprised how much is open right now. I thought a lot more stores and restaurants would be closed for this season. I'm here in March. I really took a chance on the weather because it can be very cold, but it paid off. The weather is gorgeous. Best time to come here is May and September because there are no crowds, the weather is still gorgeous, very consistent, and you might want to avoid July and August because that's when there are just hordes of people. Can you believe this? This is Via Positanoese di America. Back in the 19th century, 8,000 of the residents here, nearly 3/4 of the population, left to pursue the American dream. They kept sending money back, and some of that money went to build this incredible passageway. Oh, it's gorgeous. Wow.
From sea level to 1,000 feet above, we'll get a different look at Positano when we return. I'm cultivating the sweetness of doing nothing along Italy's southwest coast. Antonio Cersali is the proprietor at La Sirenuse Hotel, where I'm staying. He often takes guests on a hike around Positano to see his favorite spots. Hiking is extremely popular along the Amalfi coast, and trails range from the leisurely kind to the very difficult.
And these are all public trails here.
Yes, and there's people love walking through them, and they go and they glaze at the sea and the sun and
Just let your mind wander.
completely.
What are those islands out there?
Those are the islands of the Sirens, which are so beautiful.
So are there trails all throughout these mountains?
Oh, there's many. This is a lower one, in fact, we're on.
Wow.
And then there's a higher one, which is up there, which is very, very beautiful. And that's called the Path of the Gods. And it goes all along the mountain with different offshoots that come down depending on the villages.
This is how they got from one town to the next.
Totally, yes.
Whew, don't you love that? Oh, wow. How high up are we right now?
600 meters, which is the equivalent of 1,800 feet.
Do you ever get sick of seeing that view?
Never, never.
I wouldn't think so. I realized that I hadn't shown you my room yet, which is very dramatic. You know, the crisp white walls, richly decorated antiques, and a floor laid with hand-painted tile. Now check out the bathroom. That room would make any woman weep. A jacuzzi tub with a view, but the tub isn't the only thing here with a view. I have a full terrace, and directly in front of me, all that makes Positano a magical place. Even on top of it, you still can't believe this place is real. We only saw a small sampling of the southwest coast of Italy. There are many other villages and half-villages located on the sea, high up in the mountains to explore, but the idea was to savor the moment, not rush it. Remember, il dolce far niente, the sweetness of doing nothing. So you know what time it is, don't you? Yep. You're gonna have to get up off the couch, turn the cell phone back on, and hey, listen, if people say, I've been trying to get a hold of you. Where have you been? What have you been doing? You tell them, I've been in Italy. It's southwest coast. And what have I been doing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. If you want to learn more about what I did in Europe, talk about the show, or check out my photos and journal, log on to Travel Channel at discovery.com. See you there.